Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Legend, where I think the decision I've made about this is that we're just going to attack the fortress and hope. I think that if we could derail our current research progress, pick up Shipyard, assign our hero to this army, interact with them again, but upon doing so, I believe there are two outcomes here. Sometimes it is a good thing. They just want to meet your hero, but sometimes the warm reception where they are desperately burning with desire to meet a hero is a fire ship trap, right? It spawns a bunch of fire ships, and we can't beat a bunch of fire ships with our current navy. So that would just be a quest failure. It seems like an awful lot of time to invest in just failing a quest. So I think we're just going to go for this right now. And gosh, I sure hope this works. And if it does, I think we're in pretty good shape to claim this whole thing. Okay, it's 2 boarding vessels and a fire ship instead of... It is often the case that when you see 3 ships in a garrison, especially relatively early on, it's because the garrison has just spawned its first artillery vessel. But I guess they never sent out one of their 2 initial boarding vessels, which is weird. This is maybe winnable. We just have to be really careful here because obviously it's very easy to get shot down by that fire ship. Can I take advantage of... No, probably not. I was trying to figure out, is there a way we could get the enemy to just sit in the lightning? But I reckon probably not. So let's play way back here. I want to get their fast-moving ships to come forward. But I guess we want to be on the same side as the fast-moving ships. Yeah, alright. Okay, this time it did elect to keep us first. I guess I could have looked and known their initiatives were first, but I do not want to move forward any. I want... You can go there. You should stay where you are. You should stay where you are. I want them to separate a little bit here. Okay, ending your turn in the lightning for no reason at all. That's just that's peak ally play there. I really appreciate that. Somebody have at you. You ended your turn in the rain, which is great news. I'm gonna move here. Alright, I don't want anybody else to be within 2 tiles of this thing. If this ship goes down and the fire ship ends up moving into this space because it's the only space from which he can attack one of my ships, pinning him in the rain and then just bombarding him, I think is probably a pretty good way for us to win this. Oh, the space was not available to him because we didn't quite get the job done. That's a real shame. Okay, I don't want you to open with an attack. And the question is, are we just going to swarm this guy on this space? And I guess so. Trying to redirect him, I think, would be potentially a problem. Because there's no way we could guarantee he's going to end his turn in the rain, or... Yeah, I guess just start swarming him here. Actually... Yeah, this is fine. Please be enough? Hell yeah. Alright. Alright, I think that pretty much secures this ocean region for us. Because this fortress only had 1 body in it, right? And as long as we keep the Morgar from interfering in control of this fortress for a while, I think we're in real good shape here. So, that's good news. And we still have 3 vessels left with which we could potentially push out and check for more ocean regions. So, I'm pretty happy with our investment in that. Building up roads. I would love to get control of Khazar, but I don't know that I see it happening here. So we got to start moving the settler in the direction of that region. You're moving in 4 turns. Well, provided winter doesn't start, right? Because I believe this timer resets on season change, doesn't it? Isn't that a thing we've seen before? Could be a little worrying. And we don't have access to any... Oh, no, we have a Quicksilver facility here. So I guess we have some Quicksilver income. It's definitely not going to be enough to pick up Khazar before he leaves. That's fine. It's not a big deal. Okay, that's interesting. It being Eclipse time. Alright, nothing here, but we're still just playing goalie, basically. A little bit of zone defense, I suppose, is maybe a more appropriate. Ah, they spawned another ship. Well, in that case, I think maybe we do wait until we get this ship over here. What was it you wanted? Oh, yeah. I'm not going to research another kind of vessel and then do all that waiting. So now we need to be positioning for the Eclipse stuff here. So you're going to grab those two. That's just 8 pearls hanging out there. We should probably grab that. Seems like a wise plan. And then the hero off of that. I guess there's this one. There's not a lot else down here. And like our settler's not really in a big hurry. So actually I'm going to have the settler just step back and grab this and that. And then all the way down here. I mean, the settler will be able to get to that pretty quickly as well. So I guess you can pretty much keep doing what you were doing, which was going over to this village. But we can take a detour for Pearl. And I do kind of want to do the retrofit. I guess, at the moment, a retrofit on the unit that is in the hero's army is probably not super valuable. Yeah, let's start with this one. And then this, and then we'll try to merge back up quickly. Okay, an Eclipse right now actually could be very, very good for us. Sadly, I'm pretty sure that there's no way for us to do this and get close enough to be in a reinforcement position on this coming turn. That's a real bummer. Okay, everybody's building roads, lots of important roads getting done. And then, you know, at some point that glass steel extractor should probably get built. And we got this to worry about. And of course it was a ruin. It couldn't be anything else. It had to be something where all of a sudden there are going to be pink troops all over my island, myco-sporing everything else, and what a nightmare. Alright, let me make sure I get the Settlers' Ruins before anything else happens here. Because it would be really cool if the Morgar did not manage to steal my stuff. Oh, they're going to get that one, though, I think. Go quickly. Nope, I got it. Wow, that just spawned a whole new navy. A whole entire additional navy. That's some bullshit. And then you didn't search the one in your own territory, so I'm going to reach across the border and get that, if you're just going to let that hang like that. Alright, so what all did we get? We got Wolfbane the Shepherd. Sadly, great big staff. Not the thing I'm looking for. 110 dust is just like exceptional. 80 dust, also very acceptable. You can go and have a chat here. You want to give me an easy quest? You'll be friends? Okay, that we can do. So with that being the case, do I even want to have this guy? I don't think so. I think this guy backs up and we have the army search these, because it says that the Kapaku army has spawned in Uralib, right? So they must be over here. We'll just run over here. We'll grab this for XP. That'll all be good. Okay. Our control of the ocean region is now basically guaranteed. Oh, they did the thing. It's now basically guaranteed not to happen, because that army is not defeatable. Yep, and at this point, even if we did finish the quest, it wouldn't matter, because this neutral force is just going to uncap all of the... it's just going to uncap everything. We took just a little bit too long to take it all over, I guess. How many more ships would I need, probably, to actually make this happen, I wonder? So we are one... Oh, no, we are not a governor short. We're all good on governors. So I guess at this point, I could just buy mercenary vessels. Like, a mercenary artillery ship would make a big difference. That's 358. You know? Okay. All right. Let's maybe try that. So, gosh, I would love to spend that money on population. I just don't think we can, though. I think the situation is, like, it's important enough to capture and close up the sea region. Because, like, the alternative here is, it's not like I'm comparing, oh, gee, I only have 2 fortresses to me getting all 3. If we don't deal with that navy, we have 0 fortresses. They're going to uncap all of our stuff, and we can't fight them with the boats we can build. So it's a big deal. It's a big difference. All right, yeah, I think that is where we're at. So you lot need to back off on this coming turn, because we got to escort the artillery ship. And then once we have the artillery ship, we can actually finish this quest. We don't have to do combat against the garrison force. So that's interesting. And we're getting all of our very important roads up here, which is going to help us in a lot of different ways. Let's make sure we move away from that hostile group of ships as quickly as possible. Artillery, please. How about in the one city where I can spawn a naval unit? That seems like a good place to put it. Can we please? There we go. Yep, that's true. I did not get the Skyfin. Did not... that did not seem terribly likely. So at this point, hopefully, we can get back to the business of... Wow, those masterminds came through and searched both of those literally instantly. What a bunch of assholes. And here's our army. They have not, in fact, been doing anything inside Uraleb. So, hopefully at this point we can go back to focusing all of our dust on population. I sure would love to do some of that. Also, just have to keep checking for stockpiles. I really do wish that the stockpile generators made a noise when they, just pop a notification so that I know. All right, we're going to be able to run the same Empire plan, and I think that's just going to have to be it. That's going to have to be good enough. And this is... It's a little weird. It's a little weird that they're just, like, right up in my way. Alright, we're going to get to the edge of visible territory here. Still moving that faction quest forward. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Gosh, I hope I'm able to outplay enough with this one boat. I don't think I do want to build the altar here, so I guess just make a unit. Be good to have some ground units. So yeah, the most ideal thing here would be to keep them to get their attention early enough that they don't run up here and uncap that. But given that, yep, okay, I was going to say, given that we've lost sight of them, that's almost certainly what they're doing. Okay, Tinu, you do this. Bishop Julian, you do this. Like to see those level ups, though. So, look at the roads, look at all the trade routes, hooray! Obviously, I have high hopes here. And that's a point of population right there. And like our income is looking pretty good. I'm feeling this is not going ideally, but it could be going a lot worse. So let's just exert maximum control, right? Don't let them go anywhere or do anything for the moment, I guess. Because, right, our actual combat stats are considerably superior. And we get to go so much firster than they do. It's wild. All these zeros, though, unacceptable. Keep in mind, Tinu does heal naturally. Cult units do have biological bodies. So it's good for us, for him to absorb as much damage as possible. It's HP we don't have to heal off, or to buy off, rather. Okay, let's have everybody else back up. Just Tinu and the stalwarts on this one. Okay, I wasn't sure if Tinu would be necessary to bring it down in one. Got ourselves 20 blood crystal, which we don't actually have any use for. And we may as well lock up this this final group of course, the village spawned a hostile unit the instant it no longer was able to do so. It was like, well, before I pacify, I better. Okay, so our friend here is gone. We have to settle on a tile that is providing at least 13 dust, which right here totally fulfills. It's really not even a bad settle. Like this is not like a super pressured, gosh, that's not what I would have wanted to do type thing. Yeah, I think that's just the right tile, even if we're given all of our options. Okay, go to. I will go ahead and launch the blood crystal, because that's going to push us close to, but not all the way up to fervent. Ah, because it's only one city that was below fervent in the first place. Well, it'll be meaningful next turn, when we get hit with even more expansion disapproval. Let's burn y'all down. I do hate the double counter, or the free counter rather, but might keep Jocelyn back on this one. Just kind of taking a lot of damage on units that I don't really want to heal. Unfortunately, not in a position to attack the other one. But these are still base design stalwarts, so they do have shields. So the very weak ranged attack is not going to be meaningful, or it's going to be less meaningful anyway. Right, they move first. I didn't math for that at all. Well, I don't think it matters much. Aw, you couldn't get another 50? You couldn't just finish the job? Killing me. Also, we took way more damage there than I was expecting. Okay, that's a little bit more like the outcome I was looking for. Please finish the job. Yeah, all right. Excellent, 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 excellent. Okay, the region is finally actually pacified. That took some doing. And this region's already chill, right? Yeah. This region's already cool. 2 settles. Yeah, good. Also good. I don't know if y'all are feeling that. What I'm feeling is that it is good. Bodies. All right. I do kind of wish that it would represent the real population of the city on this bar somewhere. Because, like, Nakaini is not in that much trouble. It has 5 population, but it looks like it's really, really, really undergrown. Alright. Kill these guys, then garrison, and then hopefully everything's cool. I don't even know what we're doing over here. We're probably building a sewer system, honestly. Could I get that done in one if I... Nope. Alright. Because, like, with that, we'll be very close to keeping the Empire fervent even through the new city, which is very cool. At this point, what do we need the most? Obviously, I was talking some trash about attacking the Morgar, and that could still be on the docket, I suppose. I feel like we're very unfocused this game, which is not necessarily like a huge problem, but it is certainly the truth. Maybe we grab Dust Bishops? It's just sort of like a good general use unit. The other thing I'm thinking about is going back and getting Pillage, maybe. We don't need a second assimilation slot. I don't even have time to assimilate. We should probably figure out what we want to assimilate, but we should, yeah, that should happen. This gives Dust an approval. And we're close. You know what? We're so close on our approval being really solid. It would be super cool to have that, actually. So who do we have available as assimilates? We have a single Kazanji. We will have triple Yotus, and we do have triple Seratan. The Seratan are healers, which obviously combines interesting with our whole gimmick. Interestingly, rather. I do love an extra 1.5 points of vision. That's pretty cool. And I like the Kazanji a lot, or I like the Tedeke, the Yotus thing, a lot as just like a really mean way to burn down a lot of people. They're fast moving, they have a lot of attacks. What are we picking up in this region? Eresis, plus movement, and the Eresis unit is sort of like a weird kind of cavalry infantry. I don't really know. I don't really know who we would assimilate. It's probably the Eresis, actually. Extra movement is certainly high value. Yeah, okay. That's probably about right. So I'm hoping that we can catch up here and just get their attention. It's like the plan's gotta be we rush the artillery ship with our 2 fast-moving ships while blowing up their fire ship with our artillery ship. And then if that doesn't work out, then we just lose our navy and all of our fortresses, and all of that work comes to naught because we didn't invest enough in it. And that would be really bad. That would be a sad outcome, sad time. I guess let's see if it happens. Do we need to... Okay, let's refire our boosters before we settle. It looks like they both need to refire. Yeah, there goes my fortress. Nothing I can do about it. Oh, I put the city down before I put... Right. The whole point was I was supposed to... Okay. Well, you know, we're not actually doing any of this, so maybe it's not such a big deal. Hooray, we did it. Build a watchtower, pacify the minor faction villages. Well, I'm partially way ahead of you. I would love it if we could all just focus a little. Probably right of way comes before a lot of this other stuff. I mean, it looks like sewer probably comes before a lot of this other stuff. You're at 65, which is a shame. It's going to take you to 85. Yep. there goes that. Nothing we can do about it. So, like, I could come over here and start harassing... Wait, is that an unsearched? It sure is. We don't see any minor faction troops in their army yet, and I'm like, the Nighthammer? What a name for a bow. Part of me is like, well, we should take advantage of the fact that their armies are actually very bad and just grind out those units real fast. And another part of me worries that if we do actually do that, they're going to start forming a real army in response. Like, that's going to be the pressure that makes them start competing. So yeah, concerns. Well, at least all this running away time has given our boarding vessel's crew time to heal up a little bit. Does matter. Hooray, plus dust on terrain with dust. What is happening? Oh, neutrals that have never been laid low. Alright. The Navy came over and attacked us, which saves us the movement points of going over to attack them. And you don't even have a public... Okay. I feel like we're so scattered here. There's so much stuff that just never got done. Alright, you run out and join the army. Yeah. Alright, let's see. So my artillery ship is level 3 against their level 2. The stat difference is pretty significant. Okay, fingers crossed. So they started their boarding, or they started their boarding vessel way, way up. We have 4 range here. It would be really not ideal for any of my troops to be within range of this thing. But at the same time, we have to pin that artillery ship. You know what? I might just rush it. That means their fire ship is getting full value immediately, and it puts my artillery ship in a one-on-one against this thing, but that's probably okay, actually. Let's see. I want to be in a position where I can fire on this. Maybe we just ignore this thing entirely. Maybe I just play you here. Or, like, here. No, their boarding vessel goes before I do. I had to be smart. I had to be smarter about this. Yeah. Okay. So I am, in fact, just going to blitz the heck out of this thing. And then we're going to move you to here and fire on that. 71 attack, or 74 attack against its 44 defense. There's a pretty good chance we damage into half for not lethal, but pretty close to lethal. And that's a pretty good start. No damage and a half. Really quite bad. Well, I don't get to do anything then. We're going to get to determine the order of all of this. My ship's quite powerful, though. Okay, now I am in control of firing orders. So I get to sink you. And now, ridiculously enough, I have to build another boarding vessel to be able to fulfill that quest. Well, we can do that. And I guess the thing we need to do is get over here and recap this as fast as we can with this thing. If this facility has time to create a new garrison, things are going to get real awkward. So you're rebuilding that, you're doing this thing. Okay, everybody's working. Everybody's trying their hardest. It would be a little too expensive to buy more population, so I guess just passing with some money up. But we have enough money up that it's not totally outside the realm of sensibility to try to like wait for a hero hire. Although we don't have a great option for a hero hire. At this point, I might want to just stay focused. Let's get some population in these cities, get some work done. So you're just going to go for this garrison as quickly as you can. Please, please, please tell me this is still empty. Vision? Oh, my vision might not update because of the position of that. Okay. Absolutely not. Morgar trying to sneak in. Okay, next turn we get that. Oh, there's no route that... Is there any... No, there's no turbulence. That will be close enough. That's a shame. I can't garrison next turn. We have to wait until the turn after that to start this. And then we get 3 turns. And okay, hopefully it works. Because I am desperate to actually be in control of this sea region. It would be so nice. And hooray for functional roads. Be down here in, you know, just a short eternity instead of a long eternity. So, population. Let's buy some points of population for our various cities. That would be 120. Okay, inconvenient. Shall we heal? Yes. Okay, I have a little bit of an actual military. We are somewhat ready to fight. Still haven't gotten our first industry stockpile yet. We are bringing in the Palladian though. And what do we need next? We could try to make formal friends with somebody, potentially. We could pick up some like diplomatic stuff. I think I am inclined to just let's just get the next combat thing and start angling in sort of a combat direction. And maybe what we actually end up doing is we don't research these weapons at all. We go straight to these weapons because we get a little bit of a Palladian head start and we have at them as soon as that's available. That might be a real plan. Might be. We'll see. Okay. So you garrison. Sadly, you cannot. Everything is exactly one tile too far away from everything else. Got black spotted. That's annoying. You know, there's a real easy way of dealing with it. Oh, hey. A religious fervor has begun. Actually, I'm very silly. I probably should have just... Oh, hey, there's my stockpile. Probably should have just done this at the beginning of the turn. We could have... That could have happened. All right, well. Okay, so... Weird half-health Harmonite army up in my business for some reason. Let us continue to buy population. We're not going to get here anywhere near fast enough for it to matter. And see, if we had done the assimilate at the beginning of the turn, we would be able to insert here. Yeah, annoying. All right, well, I'm making lots of little mistakes this episode, it feels like. That stuff adds up. Yeah, aggression in Cold War. You're damn right, and I'll do it again. Okay, we'll talk about the air assist in just a moment here. My building did get pillaged. But next turn we are close enough to be a threat to the air assist, and hopefully they will respond. Overjoyed about that. Cities are actually looking real healthy now. Okay, so we gotta get a watchtower down. Also, there is wine here. That's kind of a low priority, though. We have enough wine for quite some time. I suppose this will be the watchtower. That's a really, really long build. Well, we probably have to stockpile here. That'll get us through a decent chunk of right-of-way. Yeah, it's a start. And the empire as a whole actually is fervent, and with the completion of this sewer, so Isrin will join them. That's wonderful. And maybe we are in fact just building troops now, just getting ready. Maybe it's time. We should have a look at the Vine Snake. So here's the unit that we have earned through our retrofit. They have circular attack by default. The sweep strike back comes from the claws, but they cannot be equipped with any other weapon type, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, they have 5 move, 60 attack, and 46 damage. Not a lot of defense though. So like I said, they're kind of like this weird half infantry, half cavalry. They have a move speed that is between the two. They are infantry classed, but they serve a lot of cavalry purposes. But they don't have quite the initiative you'd like to see on a cavalry unit, so it's a little weird. We have enough glass steel that we could afford to push their initiative. And then we probably don't need to push their movement, so I might push their initiative again. It's only 4 points. That's not worth it. That's not worth that. And maybe we want to give them iron rings. The iron ring gives you sharp sense, which is effectively, like, this is a significant portion of what a shield does for you, right? So, like, 928 versus 1026. Okay. So, a leader enemy boss pointed this out to me. Part of the value of the tier 1 strategic armor, even though it doesn't actually seem better than the titanium, or the iron, is it only costs, look at that, it only costs 10 industry. Versus this thing, which is almost identically statted, but costs 24. In the early game, if you're producing masses of troops, that actually might matter quite a bit, right? Yeah, functionally, these are the same piece of armor, but one of them is considerably cheaper as long as you can afford the strategics. Which actually is, that actually is interesting. I don't think at this point the 14 extra industry is going to matter too much. So I'd rather preserve my titanium, but I think this is what we'll do. 1818 versus 1214. Do we have eyes on? No, we do not. I have no idea what the average initiative level of one of those masterminds is. It's probably lower than 40, though. I hope. Eris's culture may be primitive, judgmental, but they still worship. Like their multi-headed forms, they do not venerate one god, but many. So construct new city boroughs on 2 more of each type of terrain across your empire, and we'll get some stuff. This is one that we are probably not going to put any thought into at all. It's asking a lot of us. It'll happen, but I don't know that I want to put effort into it. Let's get a couple of vine snakes out. Actually, I think that would be a good idea. And then in 3 turns, this will flip to our control, and we'll have the whole region. And hopefully, the Morgar are unwilling to attack a fortress that clearly has a garrison, that has numbers. Let's move. I was hoping to get down here before they executed their moves so they would turn and fight me instead of making me chase them into the forest. No such luck. Okay. Research rate's starting to get pretty good. We probably want to pick this up. Obviously, I don't want to get it any earlier than I absolutely have to. Do I want access to Imperial coinage? I'm really torn on what comes next. I think there's a lot of stuff here that's obviously pretty good for us. Let's grab topography. Topography is not very good for the capital. It's, I think, actually extremely good for all of our other cities, though. We have a lot of science terrain tiles. Actually, it's fine for the capital, too. Was it last game that it wasn't good for the capital? Maybe I'm getting my starts mixed up here. How are we doing on hero cost? Tracking toward it pretty quickly. So there's not a Broken Lord available. People are buying stuff. We did just see one disappear. In 2 turns, we're going to have an exclusive expire, which I think is going to mean we're going to see some new entrants. We might want to, at this point, save. We bought all the cheap points of population. We don't need to manual that. Alright, that problem is resolved. I do feel like at some point we need to heal we need to heal Jocelyn. Let's just go ahead and let's just go ahead and fix up our units here. So can I put the movement thing on you right now? Or is that too expensive? No, okay. We'll worry about the rest of your equipment later, but I want this army to have actual, like, a proper movement speed at this point. Okay. So somebody has made a guardian. That is a thing to be concerned about for sure. This quest is incrementing, right? Yeah. Okay. Cool. The 160 dust from that is actually very significant. One of these would be lovely. And is this the time to start expanding a little bit? Let's set up our Dust Bishop real quick. Probably want to stick to the Iron Gear. So 12 versus 5. And 12 versus 5 for the headgear as well. Yeah, that's interesting. And then as far as weapons go, I would love to see a reduction in enemy defense. Although, of course, it would be better if we went first. Keep in mind, using the equipment with the higher damage has an extra value on these ones because the amount of healing that is done is based on the damage inflicted with the attack. So as long as you're confident you can hit, hitting harder is more important than hitting earlier with the Dust Bishop. You know what? That's right. It's showing base speed 5 in this window because of our assimilation. So actually, Vine Snakes must have normal infantry movement. I thought I remembered them being 1 faster, but I think they were showing as 1 faster because of our assimilation. I've been playing this game for a very long time, and I know many, many things about it. And unfortunately, one of the effects of that is that I have a hard time keeping all the information straight. Because we have known so many things over such a long, long period of time. Yeah, get me a Dust Bishop. So right now, what do I want to be the 6th body in this army? Or rather, the 7th, effectively. Is it another Dust Bishop, or is it another Vine Snake? So I don't think we need another Stalwart, necessarily. It might be another Bishop. And then we have an army that's actually, like, ready to throw down a little bit. Like, we could make something happen, potentially. Ugh. Well, go get the great big pearl deposit. I feel like pearls that pop up in your city tiles should just be yours automatically. Like, somebody from the city should just go clean that up. Alright, it happened, hooray! And as such, we have control of the sea region. Okay, we can see Pink's border, so this is where the Mycera are. That is a vaulter. Interesting. I wonder, is it to my benefit to go and meet my Vaulter neighbor? Vaulters can be aggressive. And that's a center of influence facility all the way down there. Why don't you go scout that? We're going to obviously want to scoop up a lot of these pearls, but... okay, so the detection bonus has ended. A dark season has begun. Minus approval on terrain with anomalies that provide approval. So how hard has that hit us? Not hard enough. It hasn't dropped any of our cities out of Fervent, or at least not yet it hasn't. I guess this is what it might be one of those things where it hasn't updated properly yet. So my stalwart design doesn't have a movement thing in it yet then. Well, it probably should. And then also you probably, well, the movement trinket is very expensive. If we're not going to have the whole army moving faster, maybe I don't equip it on anybody. You know what? It's better than the shield effect. And did I give you? I did give you. Okay. So we're going to have to fix those retrofits. But I'm not going to do it yet. Let's wait until next turn. Let's see what the market looks like. We'll have to figure out whether it makes sense to buy a governor for Isrin. And then Geomic Lab here, definitely worth the effort to build at the very least. And then we may start expanding. We may start burrowing out. We're a little bit off being able to move up into the next era still. It's probably about time we grab this. And that watchtower's, you know, it's coming. It does suck to have to build a watchtower in a newly established city. That's a that's a harsh penalty. All right, so we still don't have this. Could really use another one of those. Also, real curious what these other 4 facilities are. All right, so how is the turbulence going to shift? Or rather, what is the sea going to look like post shift? Okay, more turbulence came in. This is actually nice. This looks unowned. It is, but there is a hostile sea force here. We're just going to back off for a turn. And the vultures have revealed themselves. Okay, 20 emeralds. Oh, right. I have to be careful. As long as I'm black spotted, they can break my ocean region. Yeah, being black spotted is actually a problem now that we know another player and they have... So, obviously, nullification, very expensive. I'm surprised that it's not a term we can just put on the table and trade for. Just asking them to remove it. Well, we'll put a little bit of weight on them and we'll see how they feel about it. Yeah, give me another bishop. So let's get over here because we haven't actually seen this whole region yet. And I would like to do that, please. You should join up. And we should have a look at this. So, still no Broken Lord. There is a Soyala Tocho, obviously, not bad. Who we could get next turn. Owasi, not such a great governor, probably. Really, none of these are. It's Tocho or nothing. Tocho's not bad though. He gets work done. He helps other people get work done. Yeah, I guess we'll just take him. I'm gonna take it easy on the retrofitting here. Next turn we'll hire Sayalatocho, get him installed, and then we'll go back to population, focusing with our dust, because we are a little underpopulated. Okay, I probably don't want to go as far here as I intended to, though, because we have to be very cautious. I'm going to throw this into the queue. If we could negotiate peace with the Vaulters, it won't prevent them from attacking us via the Black Spot. The Black Spot does override normal diplomatic rules, but it will just make them less inclined to come after me once the war starts. And, like, you know, I don't want to be focused on too many sides at once. If there is anything at all that I learned from that last game, and, you know, there might not be, but if there is, that's what it is. Alright, winter will be over soon. Okay, just a glass steel deposit. I mean, still worth noting, worth coming over here and seeing it. I might try to negotiate something. My life would be a lot easier were I not so accursed. Boy, if I had a nickel. Alright, I'm gonna wait on doing ocean moves. Let's let the ocean AI execute their movements. Yeah, nothing here has changed. Alright, you're in a forest region, and you're incentivized to build more into a forest and everything. This will be great for you, I assume. So Industry Boost 2 will help us get that watchtower out in some kind of reasonable amount of time, and then got some more retrofitting to do at the very least, like this stuff. And I think we're probably in just big sword territory here. So 2168. Alright, it turns out the tier 1 strategic big sword is still better than the... Yeah, alright. Do we want some army boosts? Probably not. The tier 1 army boosts are so small. Well, they are, but also the cost is relatively small, and like, why not give us every little push, right? You know what I hate? Enemies who end the turn at 1 health. So yeah, without the extra luxury resource running, we're a little short on happiness. It's gonna take 3 turns to get back. Yeah, alright, pump this out real fast. You can build that very quickly. And I think a lot of our cities are gonna go into troop building mode here in a second. Alright, so who still has movement? Do I want to just... I guess it depends on whether or not we remove the black spot. Let's commit you, though. Just get a quick chat from you. What do you want? Capture the indicated bastion. Oh, there's a cultist player on this landmass. Oh, wow. So this landmass is going to be, like, very open. Although, it looks like maybe the Morgar are going to move in. Well, scout ship, you have yet more scouting to do. So we would need a real navy to hold this down, because we know there is a neutral navy sailing around over there. It is not out of the question for us to build a bunch more ships. That's a thing we totally could do. Alright, let me counter propose here. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. So remember, they have... or we have a wine extractor coming. So we don't have to keep all of the wine or anything. Like, I'm willing to make this deal. If they're still willing to. Okay. And that means we don't have to worry about purple attacking this, because this is our territory and they'd have to declare war to do so, so we can use this artillery ship to scoop up pearls and maybe position for some stuff over here. Boy, that sure does say +2. What on earth? Oh, I built a new... Yeah, all of the trade routes have to recalculate this turn, is what's happening. Also, our other luxuries freaked out as well. There we go. You know, sort of a confluence of events there. Maybe let's just build some ships. Maybe let's just put together, you know, a handful of ships really quickly. So what do I need for this retrofit? 213? Okay. We're comfortable on that. It's more important that I talk to this fortress than that I grab a small number of pearls. So what do we have over here? A cargo nexus facility and something. It's a weird region. Did that not parlay? It didn't, and I'm not sure why. Okay, purple has been black spotted. That's great news. That's diplomatic friction between my enemies. Oh, maybe I can't. If I have a quest to conquer them, I guess I can't parlay with them. Usually it would show an error, or that would be grayed out, though. You know, like, the people here don't want to talk to you right now, or the parlay option would not even be available. So I guess we just bail, or just don't let them catch up with me. Come back home, gather up, and then come back in here in a little bit of force. Yeah, getting a good friendship going with purple might be a really good idea. And we can let the Morgar sort of build up a lot of these cities and then just hopefully take them. I don't want to act like this is going to be totally trivial. Like we're just gonna sweep in and they're gonna put up no defenses or anything. They're going to have units. It is going to be a fight. I just think it's a fight we can probably win. Also, damn, look at all these pearls. Turns out, nice to be in control of the ocean. So... get our proper retrofit. The last bishop is still building? No, okay. How far down can you get? Pretty far. Not far enough to participate in this. I mean, we do it, right? We just start hacking away at their military forces. The way I'm attacking here, I'm not going to get their city garrison, am I? I am. And that'll be true no matter which direction I come at this from, right? So it's 3 tiles back and 4 tiles out. So from here, yeah, we do get the last bit of the city. Well, maybe that's just worth doing. Maybe that's where we come down on that. All right, let's please get these approval levels fixed up. Not being ecstatic is really bumming me out. Because the thing is, if we attack here, it's going to give us insight into what is in the garrison. And then we could potentially just declare right off of that, right? I wonder, actually, even... Oh, we don't have... If we wait 2 turns, we can try to get purple to buy us into war against the Morgar, which might end up being a little bit better. We can maybe wring something out of it with all of this influence we've gotten from our anomalies here. Oh, hey, look at all of the additional ships. Look at what a large number of ships that is. It's actually a huge bummer. So do we want to explore what's in their garrison, basically? Do we want to try to determine what is in their garrison? I'm relatively... Like, we want to know what kind of troops they're building, right? It'd be good XP. I'm really leery of losing an embarrassing fight here, which would then make it impossible for us to mount a defense anytime soon, because we have to rebuild the army. Well, you know what? Once again, as ever, it seems to take us about a full hour to get to one of these decision points, one of these things where I really want to think. So I guess this is as good a time as any to call it for the episode. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, we are going to be rapidly hurtling toward conflict with the Morgar. I think we're doing okay putting some pressure on the ocean. Once we have a handful of boarding vessels together with that artillery ship, we should be able to fight the small neutral boarding vessel groups very, very easily. And then hopefully that'll mean we can pour all of our resources into a land war and just keep expanding in both directions to massive benefit and profit. And we'll see you then.